NASDAQ exchange as VTIQ, or Vector Acquisition Group. But they are a special acquisition group, and they essentially have no real operations. They're kind of a shell company. And what people do is, if they have a company they want to take public, but they don't want to have to go through the whole IPO process, then they'll go to one of these companies and they'll ask them to initiate some sort of deal. And then essentially the company that wanted to IPO will instead take over the company that already has a ticker that's pretty much empty. In exchange, the company that gave the ticker will get money or shares of the new company. And in exchange, the upcoming company gets to bypass the SEC's whole IPO process, which is pretty complicated. So, you can see here, it was established in like 2018, I believe. I believe it was created by one of the guys that high up at GM, but I can't remember exactly. So it was trading at about $10 a share for a really long time because it was essentially just an empty company. And then here, this is when the first amount of news leaked about a potential acquisition of the company we're talking about today, which is Nikola Motors. You can see it leaked here. And then here about is where they announced that the merger was going to be official. It's not guaranteed right now, and I guess now is a good time to say I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to buy this stock. It's not even a guarantee that the company will be acquired yet. So this is when the news kind of disseminated that they were pretty sure they were going to swap over. And it's very volatile because it's very small cap, as you can see. That it's dipped back down over the past couple days from a high of like $34. So if we go to the actual company here, one second, I'm just going to take a drink. If you look at the actual company here, you can see that it's kind of like a rival to Tesla, except it's a little less consumer and a little more commercial and recreational. So, their first big portion of their company is electric semi-trucks. So this is essentially what Tesla would make if they were to make a semi-truck. Looks like they have 3 versions here. And then they also have a pickup truck. None of this stuff is actually out yet, but supposedly they have about $12 billion in pre-orders from various companies, especially interested in the electric semis. I think Anheuser-Busch, the drink manufacturer, is one of the big names that was interested. So they also offer, aside from electric, they're proposing using hydrogen fuel cells. I'm not sure exactly. Actually, it looks like the first version was hydrogen fuel cell only. And then these are fully electric, but they have the option of hydrogen. I'm not 100% sure, but they have both. I think the more promising one is probably the electricity. Hydrogen is kind of a pain to produce to get the pure H2. You can see here that they announced a press release that they were going to merge with VTIQ, which is the company we were just looking at. So, all this data here really isn't applicable yet, because the Nikola Motors financials and all that won't actually be put in place here until it becomes public and until the merger is completed. I think right now it's rumored that early June there's going to be a proxy vote to decide if they want to allow the merger guessing it'll pass fine, but I don't know. So, it's very speculative at this point. As you can see, if you didn't time your purchase correctly, which I mean, obviously you can't, you would have lost like a third of your investment if you invested up here at the peak. So, the other areas they have is their energy sector. This is the one I'm least familiar with. I think this is just their goal to provide a rechargeable energy stations for their whole fleet. I think they treat it as a different sector. So you can see it's very similar to Tesla's configuration where they have the little tower, and I assume there's a little hose or something, hose-like feature that'll come out, and these ones happen to be solar powered, which would be pretty neat and be self-contained. And then the third and final one, which is probably the funnest, but probably the smallest revenue draw, is their recreational vehicles. So I'll open a couple of these here. They have the NZT. So this is kind of like the consumer. It's like an off-road Tesla type deal. If Tesla was to make, I'm not sure if you're familiar with like Polaris or the Razors that exist now, which are essentially these less enclosed but gas driven, but meant for the same purpose. So this is kind of their rival to that. And then they also have a jet ski. This thing looks really cool. And the neat thing about electric vehicles is because they're electric, you can get a lot more torque. So I'd be curious to see if these were a lot more quicker acceleration than, say, the typical gas ones that are out now. Because I don't know if you guys have seen, some people have taken their stock Teslas to like drag racing strips and actually beat other cars that are super, souped up, because the electric motor has so much more torque at low speeds. Granted, it can't really go above 70 or 80 by too much. After that point, it kind of throttles off because Tesla hasn't figured out how to allow for higher speeds without getting the motor really, really hot. But the initial jump off the bat, which is essentially what you need in a drag race, allows it to be really, really fast. And I think they also have a military grade one, which would be interesting to see. I'm sure these are all like paid actors, which makes it even funnier. But the military application could be really interesting. Oh, they got a remote controlled. That's funny. Got a minigun on it. That's crazy. It looks like it's VR controlled too. That's a game changer. It's got a drone launch pad off the back. This thing is ridiculous. But anyways, there's been a lot of buzz about this over the past, 2 weeks now. I think the information's kind of starting to disseminate among everybody else. So it'll be curious to see how this plays out. It's definitely a long-term thing. They don't actually have any orders or anything yet, as far as I know, which kind of makes it hard to invest in at such a high price. But I guess it could pay off in the long run. You never know how big they'll grow to be. Thank you guys for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you want me to look at anything else, leave it down in the comments. Let me know what you thought. Take care.